welcome to another episode of Dad's Rules with Kevin Belzer, joined by my ex-fiancée, Melissa Belzer. You are my ex-fiancée.
That is true.
Once we're married, you're no longer a fiancée.
Exactly.
You're an ex-fiancée.
Exactly.
It's all masked out.
Yep.
So we just passed mile marker 367, and we're thinking that that's 367 miles to the Mexico border. If we drove just over 90 miles per hour, we could get there in 4 hours with no stops, and I have to get fuel on 179 miles, so that won't happen.
That won't happen.
Plus, we have to pee.
Yeah.
And who on this planet can go 4 hours without peeing if you're sucking down energy drinks and water?
Nobody that I know of.
Nobody. We have an elk alert for the next 4 miles as well. That'll be fun. Or
Okay then.
if we drove 367 miles per hour, we could get to the border in 1 hour.
I don't think that'll happen either. Since we don't have a race car.
So we watched Top Gear America and with the kids back in the day, and they took an exotic that could go over 200 miles per hour, and they drove it over 200 miles per hour because one of the people on there, I forgot his name, Tanner Faust. Tanner Faust. He's an actual race car driver.
Yeah.
He drove it in over 200 miles per hour. What was funny is that, yes, the car could go over 200 miles per hour, but he said how fast he was watching the fuel gauge just go. Yeah. So yeah, I can do that. And I think he said he could do it for a sustained time limit of like 10 minutes, and then it was going to be out of fuel.
Oh my gosh.
So you can't even go, realistically, 200 miles in an hour.
Yeah.
It's going to be out of gas.
You'd burn it. That's funny.
Yeah. So anyway, that's a factoid. We just left our most recent rest stop in New Mexico as we road trip home. We still have a long ways to Albuquerque. Over almost just under 8 hours before we get home with rest stops. It probably will be 8 hours. So we'll roll in the evening. And you want to do a card.
Yes.
Your can's going to rattle for some reason.
Because it's a little tiny can. That's what it is. That's what it's going to do.
Okay, so what deck are you doing?
Intimacy deck again.
Intimacy deck from Best Self. Because if we're going to drive, we're going to play games that are games with and without cards.
Yeah.
And this is a game with cards.
With cards.
So this is Best Self deck, Intimacy deck, not a sponsor.
Yeah.
Yet.
Okay. Past.
Past, that's the topic.
What book has had the greatest impact on your life?
What book has had the greatest impact on my life? They want to know like a secular book or the Bible?
Well, if the Bible's a given with us, then what would you say? Yes, the Bible first, but then past that.
Okay, well, the very first book that came to mind from a relationship standpoint would probably be The 5 Love Languages.
I was a ditto.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, so what's cool about that book is it gets into what is everybody's like
things that make them feel fulfilled.
Yeah. What's their biggest yes moment? And so it can be like somebody likes to be a gift giver. Somebody can be physical touch.
I love giving presents. That's one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah, so I would say that book. So it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
And it's a very popular book. You can find it anywhere, used, new, whatever. It's all over the place.
Well, and some people are like, that sounds like manipulation. No. What it is you're reading and you're figuring out kind of pinpointing personality things about your spouse. They have it for kids too, like parents to kids. And that one actually, I started reading that. I should finish reading that. That one is trickier when you have smaller kids because it helps you learn what makes them feel fulfilled as well. And so why not want to figure out what helps that instill that feeling in them, because it builds confidence. It makes you just feel loved. Yeah, you have choices to feel how you feel, but I think it's just great. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. The call keeps trying to come through. I don't think I set it back on Do Not Disturb.
Oh, okay.
So far, I've been able to stop it. So we'll see, but I got to
Okay.
be paying attention
Okay.
for that.
All right.
So if you see it come on screen, I got to quickly just silence it. Okay, another card.
Yep.
See if we can get through 7 more minutes without this call getting through. Because I can always call somebody back. I'm not gonna sweat it. This is our time. We're in vacation mode.
Thank God. Can't get it.
I can't get it out.
Stop.
That's what she said.
Stop. I knew
It
that was
is
going in
the
4
intimacy
seconds.
deck.
Yeah.
Hey.
Relationship.
Okay.
Describe, if any, ways in which our relationship has changed you.
Well, the way most relationships should change people
No.
is,
Nope.
well, for guys anyway, is it should ground us. I feel more grounded.
You feel more grounded. Okay, I'm
Uh-huh.
not sure what you feel.
That's what a lot of people
Yeah, but we're not
probably feel
asking
as
what a lot of
well.
people feel. We're asking what Kevin feels in our relationship.
Well, like any relationship, you have to stop thinking about just yourself.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. It's not, it goes beyond you.
Yeah, what about you?
I feel more confident.
Yeah, because I don't put up with any of that crap of not being confident.
It's not even that. I mean, I got to be a mom. Yeah, I could have done. I suppose you can have that with anybody, but I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, but it's different.
I couldn't imagine having what I have with someone else.
Gosh, these people are like
Relentless.
relentless.
And it doesn't even say what it is. So
No, it says unknown,
Yeah.
so of course I'm
not
going to keep
answer it
rejecting
anyway.
it.
I've gotten to be, I mean, my whole life, I was like, I think it's just, I never had like a job per se. Yeah, I wanted to be like a singer and stuff like that. But I never had the actual goal as far as like stuff like that. But I always, from very young, wanted to be a mom. So I got to have that. I got to have my dreams come true being a mom. We have 3 most awesome boys.
You looked at me like you were questioning if we only had 3 kids.
No, that wasn't at all.
Yeah, the math says yes, we have 3 kids.
Yeah, that wasn't the question.
Okay, and then we have 2 cats and a dog.
Yeah.
But we've had a lot of we've had a lot of cats over the years.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but we limit them. We're not cat people from crazy standpoint.
No, we do love cats.
Great house rule.
Yeah.
You can have 1 cat per 1,000 square feet that you have,
Yep.
and it will keep you from becoming a cat person.
Yep. That's you want to know how to not become a cat person? 1 cat per 1,000 square feet.
Yeah, you want 5 cats at 5,000 square feet.
If you have 1,300 square feet, 1 cat.
1 cat. You have 1,999 square feet.
1 cat.
1 cat. Yep.
You better make an addition.
Yep.
All right. This one is random.
Random.
Who do you think the disciplinarian will be between us if and when we have children?
Well, we're way past that. So who was the disciplinarian?
Well, I think me out of nature only because I was home, but it was important to have that balance, especially with that middle kid, because you were his person. Like, he's like all dad. He was very dad. Whereas the other 2, well, the oldest for sure, all mom. Jackson, mom.
I don't think if this question was geared towards somebody just starting a relationship, I don't think you would know.
No, there's no way.
And it also comes down to the situation, because my feeling is you shouldn't kick the can down the road until mom or dad gets home.
No, you deal with it right then.
It needs to be dealt with right now, and then you need to move on. Because that's the one thing that, even if we were angry with each other early on, we never let anything dwell.
Yeah.
Same thing with your kids, is that you can't let it go on for years. That's just freaking stupid. Like, these people that have arguments, they bring up whatever the kid did or whatever the spouse did before. Why didn't you work through it then? It's like, that's just dumb. I've never understood that. It's like, why are we rehashing an argument? That's just beyond ridiculous.
Well, I think in that case too, if the other parent, if they were at work and comes home, they could still have it's already been dealt with. You go, hey, I heard you had a not so,
Yeah, we used to get in the one house, we would get, no my dad's house. We get to wait till your dad comes home. Well, my dad was an over-the-road truck driver, and he's not going to be home for 4 days.
Yeah.
So we're really going to let this dwell for 4 days, or we just move on?
No, but I'm saying you could, even when the other parent comes home, you can still have a conversation with the kid, whatever, you know, age dependent. You're not going to dole out another punishment. You're just going to say, hey, I heard about such and such today, if they're old enough, and just have a discussion. And, you know, you can still help them think about it as well, but you're not going to secondarily punish them. But you can have a conversation, so that way, you know, you're building a bond through that too. So whatever.
We can risk one more.
Okay, I'm going to pull up another random.
Then I'll have to see. I'll have to see who keeps calling, because they've called 4 times so far.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how nervous would you be if I started to look through your phone?
On a scale of 1 to 10?
1 to 10, how nervous would you be? 0.
0. There should be nothing. There should
0.
be nothing. If you have to assign even a 2, now the only time I could say there'd be an exception is if you're working on a scheme to get the other person like some kind of gift or a party or something like that.
All right.
Then you can assign a number. But outside of those rare exceptions, there should always be a 0.
Yeah. Okay.
Because there should be nothing hidden from the other one. It goes down to the no talking about the other person behind the back, no cheating around, no having another friend that's a girl or a boy that the other person's not aware of.
Those are things you learn by being in church, where you learn how to guard yourself from those relationships so they don't happen.
Yeah, it's like if you want to go through my texts and see the conversations with my house deals, that's fine.
There you go.
But to me, it's a business relationship.
Yeah.
It's as far as I won't say as far as go. I can be friendly.
Sure.
But I don't. But nothing ever crosses.
You're not meeting them for dinner. That just wouldn't be a thing.
No, I've had couples take me out to dinner.
That's different. That's 3.
But
That's threes.
Yes, but like, let's say I had a client that was a single female going, "Hey, let me take you out to dinner." Great,
Nope.
Can my wife come?
Well, it'd be like, I'll see if my wife's available. That would be it.
Yeah, that'd be too weird.
I'll see if my wife is available.
It's like if somebody wants to meet me at a coffee shop, I guess, but we would meet. We wouldn't drive together because that's a public place.
Yeah, that's true.
But you would still know about it.
Well, of course.
You don't hide anything.
Yeah.
Nothing good comes out of hiding things on there, except if it's like a birthday surprise or a party surprise.
Right.
That's totally different.
Well, right
It's
now I
like
don't have
we
anything
were doing
planned.
when you had your birthday a few years ago. We were doing that through text.
Yeah. Then it would have been
For all
1 or 2 or 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's okay.
That was
I
a
can see
10
that.
though, because that was a
10.
major monumental
That was
birthday.
way awesome.
So that would have been a 10.
That would have been a 10.
If you'd asked me right then, was it 10?
10?
But I can't tell you why.
So, don't be alarmed if there's a number. It just means that there's something funny.
Yeah, you may need further information.
Right. If there's a number, have further conversation.
All right, we're going to wrap it up there. If you like the show, like, share, comment, leave feedback, review, subscribe. Go to Dad's Real Swag for all your latest apparel. Until next time, go out and be the kick-ass adult I know you all can be.